Hey, let me show you something real quick. Pretty sweet, huh? What do you mean, what did I do? Go upstairs, look at the camera. Yeah, isn't that sick? What? No, I did not pre-break the camera. The whole point of this video is what's poppin', gamers? Today we're gonna be ruining every defender's day by destroying 41 cameras from either different floors, outdoors, or maybe a little bit of both. Get ready, Valkyrie. Your Valcams are about to become 10 times more important than they already were. Starting off with Clubhouse, you have 3 cameras that can be destroyed from outside and 1 that can be shot through the floor. The first cam we'll shoot is the one in garage. This does require this panel to be soft, but on any side aside from CC, I can almost guarantee that it will be. Fairly simple, you simply crouch and line yourself up with this headlamp. Once here, look at the garage door and line your crosshair up with the vertical line of this D. Count 5 boards down and shoot in the center of it. Up next is the most difficult one. Jam yourself in the corner with this barrel, lean right, line your crosshair up with this paint splotch, then aim at the third dot down. Third and final outside cam is also through a soft wall, so it'll only be useful from the room clear. This is not as common as it looks, by the way. Clubhouse just has a lot of outside walls. Rappel up the wall right here, and move yourself as far left as possible. Then line yourself up with this stud, count 3 boards down, and shoot about 3 bullet lengths to the right. Last and final camera is the basement camera, which, again, is pretty easy. Push yourself into the corner of this pillar, lean left, and aim at the second line down from the staircase. Aim at the top of it, then fire. This one is often destroyed by your soft breacher, but if you aren't playing in a stack, this lineup can get you otherwise. The next map of the rotation is Consulate, which has 1 cam that can be shot from outside, and 5 cams that can be shot through the floor. This is probably the most convoluted map in this video, with half of these potentially not even being practical, but I'm showing them off anyways in hopes that others will be able to expand on them. First cam is one of, if not the most difficult lineups I have ever found in the entire game. Line yourself up with this crease in the pillar, lean right, then line yourself up with this little black splotch and about halfway between the base and the outside of the crown molding. I have several clips of me failing this lineup, which I will show off now because good lord, it is brutal how little of the camera is showing. The next 2 are a lot easier. First, while crouched, line yourself up with this display case, about halfway between the book and the gold trim, but I don't think it's very precise. Then lean left and aim at the bottom left of this blueprint that is facing the pillar. In the room adjacent, while crouched, get yourself caught in the door jamb right here. Lean right, then aim at this point of the ceiling. Not gonna lie, I don't have a lineup for this one. It's mostly just vibes, but it's not very precise, so if you struggle with this one, just practice. This is also the only cam on the map I found an outdoor lineup for, and it's a pretty convoluted one. First, rappel into this wall and get close to the top. Not all the way up, just most of the way. Next, you're going to want to corner turn 4 times. Once here, go all the way to the left, lean right, aim a little bit above this corner of the X, then shoot 3 times. Yeah, this one took some looking if you couldn't tell. Back inside, jam yourself into the corner with this chair, look as far down as you're able to, crouch, lean right, then aim at this darkish brown part of the floor. Again, I don't have an exact lineup, but this one's big enough I don't think you should be worried. And finally, the oldest known lineup, all the way back from the original Consulate. Corner this trash can, crouch and lean left, then look at this wood figuring and shoot where it meets the metal. Plain and simple. Alright, look, I've been a YouTube viewer for almost a decade longer than I've been a creator, so I'm fully aware of the annoying shit that YouTubers do, like asking for people to like, comment, and subscribe or whatever. I've tried my best to avoid that, but I've put dozens of hours into each and every one of these videos, and hopefully this is surprising, but I only have 47 subscribers, so I'm not seeing a dime for any of it. So if you're enjoying this video and want to see the other ranked maps covered, do me a solid and hit that funky white button and leave a comment. Tell me your favorite operator to ban or something, or shit, just tell me how your day is. Pop a blast, back to content. This map is actually the core inspiration for this video, since its first lineup is actually the one that gave me the idea for this some 4 odd years ago. There are 3 outside cams and 0 worth shooting through the floor. First off, the inspiration for this video, line yourself up with the right side of this pillar, get 2 meters away from it, lean left, and fire. I've gotten to the point where I line myself up with the pillar and just eyeball it, but do whatever you feel comfortable with. Next up, I take it back. The Consulate one isn't even close. This is by far the hardest. Alright, here goes. Aim through this window right here. If you don't have an ACOG and your eyesight is bad, you can line up your crosshair with the edges of this square like so, then just go a tiny bit lower. And last but not least, we have the hardest lineup on this map, but like the competition wasn't exactly close. Rappel on this wall and look at this window. If you want to be on the second gap from the right, then try and line the certificate up like so. Once you have lined it up, aim above the left edge of the paper, go 2/3 up this wood panel, then shoot. This one is probably going to take some practice, but is legit worth learning for sites like basement or open area. Chalet has 3 lineups outside the map, 1 through the floor and 1 through a wall. Starting off with what I think is the coolest lineup on this map, force yourself into the corner by these pipes, lean right, and just to the right of the intersection below this browner plank, then shoot twice. Now this is the second lineup that requires multiple shots to do, and I want to quickly explain why. Floors and walls have 2 surfaces to them. When a bullet hits a surface, it loses 30% of its damage, but after hitting a third surface, the bullet gets eaten. This camera is getting shot through 2 floors, so in order to shoot this cam, we need to make a hole for the bullet to go through, thus requiring a second shot. Anyway, if you want to shoot the west main default cam, just line yourself up where the bricks be in the middle of the window, stand up, and aim at this weird little white spot. To shoot the blue stairs cam, corner dresser, lean right, then aim at the far left side of this orange part of the dish. This one might seem a bit dubious, but being able to destroy the cam without being spotted on it is incredibly helpful for backstabbing a basement room. Probably the most difficult lineup on this map, and probably the least useful, line yourself up with the right side of this knot, then steering your crosshair with the bottom of this yellow streak and this paint speckle. You need to break the barricade, so you can either melee it or just shoot it 3 times, whatever floats your boat. And last but not least, put yourself in the middle of the snowmobile while crouched, aim about 2.5 bullet lengths to the right, and shoot the center of this garage door. If you're backstabbing bar, this will make your entry far more stealthy. I went to re-record the video for the Chalet lineups to hopefully save on editing, and discovered the original texture was changed from the original recording. This is what the lineup looked like on August 22nd, so unfortunately, due to the confusingly common texture changes, these texture lineups might be outdated. As of September 29th, all lineups shown are up to date, but if they don't work, just ping the cam with a drone and find a new texture lineup that way. Apologies for that. Cafe is short and sweet with 1 from outside and 1 through the wall and like kind of from a different floor. Table corn lean right, then aim at the far bottom left corner of this barricade. Next and finally, break this brown bag and show this Lair who's boss. Then right below this horse's snout, aim at the very edge of this dark pattern and shoot twice. I told you it'd be short. Fontana next. 2 cans can be shot outside and 2 through the floor. This is the one I use the most. Crouch and use this metal pole to cut the right X in half, then aim at the middle of the top plank. You can use the mortar above as a visual aid if needed. Next up, prone next to the server stack corner, aim just below this metal lining, then shoot right here. The white smear right here is the best visual aid we got, but it's a bit to the right of it, so do with that what you will. On to what I think is the coolest lineup on this map, turn your lean right then aim at where the flooring meets here. This can also be done on the other side of the hallway by aiming at the red part to the right of this leaf tip. And finally, use a little baby pillar decor, lean left, then aim at the very top plank of this barricade. This one is fairly forgiving, so don't worry too much about where you specifically aim, just shoot around where I shot. 4 outside cameras and 0 multi-floor cams. These first 3 are so dang easy that I do them in 99% of games, but the last one is through an outside wall. Corner, lean left, then line your crosshair up with the top of this X's pit, then shoot the piece of wood in the middle of the window. Very simple, very safe, very easy. Second most consistent, lean this weird coffin thing's edge while crouched, lean right, then shoot the seam above the top of the X, about 3 bullet lengths from the window frame. This one I had some serious trouble with, but I think I got it down. Line yourself up with this tiny pit right here, lean left while crouched, then shoot the seam to the left of this paint streak. And finally, probably the least useful, Shuttner, lean right, then aim just below this line and line it up horizontally with the edge of this splotch. This is through 2 walls, so you'll have to shoot twice. Nighthaven only has 2 outside cams, but to make up for it, it has 5 multi-floor cams, though 2 of them have limited uses. Starting from the outside, this is through a wall that is often reinforced, but is easily shot if the wall is soft. First, line yourself up with this chip in this bench thing, then aim at the line on the wall. These 2 dots are important. Aim halfway between the 2 dots, then go 10% further to the right. This one could definitely require practice, but is consistent once mastered. Going inside is 2 easily shot cams. Lean right, then looking at this imaginary square of the floor right here, shoot the center of it. Next, break the stupid cringe-ass keypad, door, then aim at these waves in the floorboard. This one is also quite forgiving, so a little bit of practice is going to make this one free if this doesn't work for you. Back outside, pillar and look at these 2 small dots next to this big one. Use those as a lineup, then lean left and shoot. Onto both incredibly difficult and dubiously useful one, crouch and look as far down as possible, line your crosshair up with the top of this hexagon, aim at the right of this bump, then fire. Second to last, and probably the best lineup on this map, crouch and aim at the corner where these boards meet up. Very quick, very easy, very useful. Last, and most likely least, the most annoying and difficult lineup. Go prone next to this pot, line yourself up with the right of it, use this rivet as horizontal reference, then go about 1.5 bullet lengths above the top of this part. To show why this sucks, the metal beams are running the wrong way, there's an indestructible pillar covering half the camera, and, the kicker, if someone finds a good use for this, I will be thoroughly impressed. And finally, goal view. Lair has 6 outside cams and 1 floor cam, with 0 cams being saved from these lineups. First off, run through an outside wall, core wood wall left near lean, then look for this small line in the wooden wall. Aim a bit to the left of that, then shoot twice. Next is a quick 1-2. Barrel, crouch and lean right, then aim for the top left portion of this plank and shoot. Go straight over to the window, line yourself up with the rivet while crouched, then aim for the right third of this seam and shoot. Other side of the map, lean right, then look for the little crusted to the left of this brown splotch. Aim at the far left side of it and fire. Next is the very final multi-floor cam. Break this chair and line yourself up with the cup, then right where the edge of the light would meet the metal bit, put a bullet right there. Second to last camera, prone by this window, aim for where the paint fades a bunch vertically, then shoot the top left of the window. And finally, the last corner. I hope you aren't playing a drinking game because this was a ridiculous amount of corners. Crouch, lean right, then aim for the top right piece of the barricade. This one is also pretty forgiving, Mickey. A great one to start with. I probably shouldn't have put it last. And that's all the lineups I found. As mentioned previously, I've had this idea for a while. I actually wrote a full script back in 2022, so this one's been cooking for a while. Because of that, I actually found some cool lineups for Favela and Stadium Bravo since they were in their ink pool for a couple of seasons. I hear whispers of Favela coming back, so I'll probably add that one to the next video, but if y'all have any other suggestions, let me know. This is only the competitive maps because I'm struggling to get these videos done in a reasonable amount of time, so I'm splitting this into 2 parts. I'm also going to be doing something a little special during November that I'm going to announce in that second part. So yes, saying it again, if you like this video and you want to see the rest of the ranked maps gone over, subscribe. Some of the craziest lineups come from those maps. Catch you in the next one. Peace. I hope they eventually just get rid of default cams. That'd make my job a lot easier.